So yeah, now he shows up in town. I can't actually talk to him yet. Oop, I keep hitting everyone with lightning. I should stop doing that. All right, I'm gonna go right through there. Cool dagger, some experience, some gold.
You just leveled up.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you leveled up.
Perfect. Okay, well, this is a good opportunity to... Sorry, I was looking at the quest text. All right, so he's talking about the Skeleton King, the evil guy that we need to kill at the end of the beta. The blacksmith is still not here, so I'm gonna wait on showing that so far.
That's
also,
the next quest.
Yeah, here's a character sketch in case you want to store stuff. So leveling up in this game is much different than you would probably expect if you've been playing past Diablo titles. You'll notice all my base stats here I didn't allocate any points to anything. This all auto levels. So this will increase depending on your class, basically. So you don't really have any choice over that. And there's this nice little pop-out here. Here, I'm going to get rid of that guy's text here. But there's this nice pop-out that shows all sorts of statistics in case you want to know everything that your character's doing. That's right there. In case you just want one number, that's also there, your basic attack. Your DPS, or damage per second, as it is.
And you affect those with items. It's not like you're going to put points into them anymore.
Yeah, so...
Before you even know how valuable or not they are.
Yeah, so it's not like you're... I think that was the idea, too, was just that before you realize sort of what the advantages of having like a high precision rating are, you don't make that decision at all, and eventually you'll just get items in your inventory that will all have associated statistic boosts to sort of help you tailor your class to how you want to play. But also I have the skill tree, which I can't remember the oh, S. How appropriate. And here it is for the oh my god, I got an energy twister. This is happening. So I've been using this arcane orb, which is just a ball that shoots out and does area of effect damage. I have a bunch of other skills unlocked here, including Diamond Skin and Magic Weapon and the Spectral Blade, which are good if I wanted to be sort of an up-close caster, like Ice Armor, to ward off damage a little more effectively. I found that the Frost Nova is really good just for running into an area and freezing everyone.
Seems like it's really good for crowd control.
Yeah, really good for crowd control. Really good in a party with other people, because you just run in, freeze all the enemies, and then everyone else... Are we supposed to be doing something
She's turning into a zombie.
Oh my god.
I'm going to sling explosive zombies at her.
It's too late. She's already dead. Let's do this Hage rig. Wave of Force is a big area of effect blast that pushes things back. So I found that here, I'll just equip it real quick.
Just like that, you changed out your powers.
Yeah, so you can, first of all, yeah, you can swap in and out powers really easily. But so do that to freeze, do that to hit everyone with the Force Blast, and they don't push back because they're frozen, so they just take that damage and stay in range. And then I can do this lightning attack that will chain between them. It's really good for doing a high amount of damage really quickly. That's one potential build, but now I definitely want to check out Energy Twister, which I have not yet. And for the for the wizard, I keep shooting lightning at pretty much everyone.
I know you're a menace to everyone.
It's like, oh, you're walking around. I should probably try to kill you. It's just the way it goes. They might have cool stuff. But yeah, you can just switch anything out whenever you want to. These are labeled as rapid casts, so these are like repeatable that don't take up much arcane power. These offensive ones take up larger chunks, and then utility is just for, keeping myself alive essentially, which I don't have equipped right now. Yeah, you can swap these in and out whenever you want. You'll notice there are no skill points at all. It's just the skill. And then there's this runestone socket, which I don't have any runestones yet, so I can't modify anything. But you can eventually, and that will... it'll change the way your skills work, like, pretty significant ways. Anthony, I know you're playing around with the Witch Doctor's skill loadout on Blizzard's site, because they have a talent calculator there.
Yeah, and really being able to, we don't really have any runestones in the beta so far, but really being able to tweak them with the runestones makes them so different. It makes powers that you get at level 1 stay so relevant even much later. Right now I'm just toying around with other powers just because I wanted to see, sometimes it's kind of cool to see the effect of, you know, summoning zombies that are suicidal.
Yeah, that's your acid zombie that's disintegrating there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can also like cast a spell where like hands come out of the ground and try and.
And that's
try and
what,
grab
like a
everyone.
stunning effect?
Yeah, it slows and does damage over time.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we should just. Oh, there's the energy twister. What is it doing? Come back.
It's twisting energy.
Come back. Oh wait, it dragged a body over there.
That's the other cool thing. There are a lot of interesting environmental effects in Diablo 3, like parts of the environment that you might not be able to actively attack, but if you do an area of effect damage spell around it, all of a sudden it'll blow it up. You know, or there'll be
in your face tombstones.
Parts of the environment that you can actually use to harm enemies around you.
Yeah, I noticed that in some of the advanced dungeons you can actually. Yeah, what's up, Locke? You can bring down like walls and like chandeliers will come flying down that will actually deal damage.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a nice way to use the environment and not only that, but like instead of enemies just appearing out of the darkness like they did in the old Diablos, now they'll actually crawl out of crypts and it'll have like a whole animation associated with that. You know, it makes the environment much more kind of scary and.
Yeah, and some of the crypts they may not pop out of, and some they may. Do you remember which? I guess this is random as to which crypt. I think it's
random. So my guess is we have to search 2 of these crypts before we actually find. Right now we're looking for the crown of the Skeleton King, because apparently the only way we can kill him is by putting his crown back on him.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if it does. Also in the skill tree, oh, God, I hit the wrong button again. Passive skills. These all unlock up to level 30. And just have various passive effects. You can eventually get 3 of them, just like I have to hit level 12 before I can actually slot in a 4th active skill. So you are kind of limited, but I mean, initially, but that also gives you a chance to really sort of experiment with the skills that you do unlock, so they don't just give you like, oh, hey, here's, you know, 40 skills, have fun figuring out what they all do. Oh my God. Slowdowns. Aside from that slowdown right there, the beta performance seems pretty good. It doesn't seem like you need a really powerful system to get anything running properly. Oh, here, perfect. Here's I found the Jar of Souls room.
Oh, nice. I'm on my way.
Yeah, this is going to trigger a fairly...
It's like a side quest, really.
Yeah, this is just a random element, but this will trigger an attack with a bunch of people showing up all at once that gives you an opportunity to do a whole bunch of experience gain.
So here we are. We triggered a new event.
Yeah, here we can see a little quest objective pop up here, and we have a minute to survive enemy waves. Yes, we're going to need...
I'm going to summon my little hex guy that can turn people into chickens, apparently.
Yes, chicken. Oh, you killed the chicken.
Oh, did I?
The chicken died.
Well, you know, if they turn into a chicken, I got to kill them while they're vulnerable.
Yeah. There don't seem to be quite that many skeletons yet, but I'm pretty sure this gets a little crazier as it continues. They continue spawning out of the ground here.
Oh yeah, here we go. Now it's getting a little crazy.
Okay, there we go. So, tornado. I'm not sure if I like that very much. I don't really get the sense that it's...
I like slinging these fat zombies around.
It's snaring them, but...
Oh, yeah. Charles, things are getting a little hairy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I need to hold on. Cross Nova.
I was going to say, yeah. Granted, this is even harder when it's your first playthrough.
Yeah. So when we
finished the quest.
That's a wand. I might actually equip that.
We did it.
We did it. Common scrap. That's just a random thing for crafting items. Page of training, I'll explain that in a little bit. But yeah, we basically just have to keep exploring this dungeon and see if we can find this one element. I'm also going to switch my skills out just for a sense of variety, just because I've been using this lightning attack quite a bit, which I like a lot. But I'm going to swap over to Diamond Skin and Spectral Blade and Magic Weapon. And you can see you can attach 2 to your mouse buttons. So Spectral Blade is here. I'll shift and attack. That's Spectral Blade.
At level 10, we can have 3 powers at this point. At level 1, you can have 2, and then at level 6, you unlock a 3rd slot, and then slowly over time, you actually get up to 5 active powers going at any given time.
I think it's 6. Yeah, it's 6.
6 active towers at any given time.
But yeah, this should allow me to do more melee damage up close, and also avoid taking damage by initiating the diamond skin.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I mean, you can play your wizard as like shooting the lightning from afar if you want, or you can put all this ice armor and other things on him to kind of make him like a battle mage.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Blizzard sort of explaining how to make kind of a wizard warrior type, and I think this was one of the ways to do it. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here's one of these random events where you just walk by a wall and, you know, it'll collapse and zombies will come out of it.
They really have opened up like the weapons to like most characters. Like my witch doctor can use crossbows, he can use spears, he can use two-handed swords.
Yeah, like I have a sword equipped on my wizard right now, and I just actually initiated magic weapon, which increases my weapon damage. Oh my god, fire bats. Yes. I still think the witch doctor has some of the more interesting skills in the game. Just, I mean, in terms of making an impact visually.
Yeah, he's kind of a bizarre class. I think they really wanted to make him awesome so that people would want to play him.
Well, he's the Necro, basically.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, he really is the Necro. I mean, like, I could get another power instead of zombie dogs, but really just having minions running around constantly dealing damage for you is just so nice.
Yeah, and the Necro, in case you didn't play Diablo 2, is the Necromancer, who would basically... Oops, so many skeletons. Who would basically run around with a skeleton army and destroy everything, and also had the corpse explosion spell, which is a favorite amongst many Diablo players, where you could just blow up anything you kill after it's down on the ground. And I think the witch doctor has something similar to that, maybe?
Maybe at some point. I definitely don't yet. Most of my spells, the only summon I have where it stays alive till it dies is the zombie dogs. But I can also temporarily summon spiders, you know, the frogs that we've seen, bats apparently that are on fire for whatever reason.
Yeah, and I like I like the animation for that, because here could you do the fire bats real quick?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see the bats flying in here. So they're flying into a fireplace, and then they're getting set on fire and shot forward. So they're really not concerned for their well-being, because I assume that can't be good for their overall health.
Yeah, it's not enough for the witch doctor just to summon fire. He has to summon fire and have bats fly through it.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just like, that's cool attention to detail, where you can just like, oh, we got a special
nice.
Special guy here. Again, random, so you never know when these are gonna happen.
Yeah, and he's yellow. That's how we know he's special.
Yeah, he's taking a lot more damage here, and then no, still not great loot. Most of the loot in this game, in the beta, seems to be limited to this blue stuff.
I mean, it makes sense. We're only in the first act of the game, so even if this was the full game, you know, they wouldn't want to just load us up like crazy.
You just level up?
Yeah, now we're both level 11.
Nice.
And I just got a new skill called Firebomb.
Firebomb?
Firebomb.
What is this thing?
I don't know. I'm going to try it right now. This is Firebomb. So it's cool. A little explosion, the little fire guy comes out of it.
You should definitely throw that at a lot of people.
Oh, that's the plan.
Yep. I'm not seeing the actual entrance to the next level here. Yeah, sometimes you can get through these stages really quickly if you're just trying to get to the end, or if you're trying to farm experience and items, as most people try to do in Diablo. Then sometimes they go a little more quickly.
Yeah, I mean, even yesterday, you know, Charles was doing runs on the final boss, because you can start at like the second to last quest. So, you know, it is very much so the game where you could still just grind final bosses for that coveted piece of loot.
Yeah, and I mean, because you can restart at that at the specific quest, I wouldn't really recommend grinding the beta. I was doing it yesterday and was like, this is probably really pointless because all this progress is going to get taken away anyway.
Yep.
But it's still fun. I mean,
I see where we need to go, I think, Charles.
Is it north?
I think it's south.
Oh, south?
Yeah.
Oh, down to that. Yeah, okay, sorry, I missed that. And now I'm going the long way. But yeah, grinding bosses for loot, especially in this game since you can just sell it on the auction house, I think will become a favorite practice of many.
abilities scale with you as you level as well.
The actual numbers for the abilities?
Yeah, so it's like, you know, you might, even though you have Magic Missile at level 1,
there we go.
it's not like Magic Missile is going to be worthless by the time you're 10. You know, you'll also be able to, in my experience so far, it seems like all the abilities get stronger so that Magic Missile stays relevant against whatever level of monsters you're fighting.
Yeah. I guess this is just going to teleport us out of that dungeon. That wasn't the dungeon we were looking for, but there are 2 more in this area, which are down to the south here, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled with this. Oh, there we go. Oh, 25 experience gain.
Time to kill some monsters.
Here we go. I guess let's try this one, because it really doesn't make a difference. I'm going to switch out my skill build again, because I'm not really feeling this whole Magic Missile thing. I'm going to go to Wave of Force, Shock Pulse, which is sort of like the Electrocute I was using at the beginning. And I'm going to put in Magic Missile. So I have 2 rapid fire abilities here. Shock Pulse, which sends out little bolts all over the ground, and then Magic Missile, which is just the standard. I'm
Nice.
shooting a magic something.
The Shock Pulse actually used to be something you could use in the old game as well, right? But it was like usually an effect of like a rune and a weapon.
And also, it was an effect that would come off of, if you were fighting a electrically aligned enemy, it would be really dangerous, because every time you hit them, they would let off these little sparks of electricity, which would be extremely aggravating and would cause a lot of need to potion spam.
You and I don't really have a good use for it, but it's interesting that the environment's so much more interactive. Like right here, I can throw, you know, these rocks down the ledge. Or if you're the Barbarian and you have the leap spell, he can actually leap over ledges. So he doesn't even have to run downstairs if he doesn't want to. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I would like to try the Barbarian next, just because most of the stuff I've tried has been ranged.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure how the melee works in terms of feel. But yeah, the Barbarian looks like he can just jump all over the battlefield.
Yes, and mangle everything he comes across.
Yes, and create, cause a lot of damage. Ooh. Adventuring Bracers. So yeah, again, I can just hit, well, I guess neither of us really care about bows.
I mean, I can use them if I want, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I could equip the bow if I wanted to. I'm not going to, but I need to keep my little magical orb here. Very wizard-like. So I don't know if this is going to be the dungeon either, because we already found the... No, we got a special guy here. I don't think he's immortal. My guess is going to be...
I'm going to shoot him with arrows. He can sure take damage from these arrows.
Yeah. Yeah. And he just exploded, so... Shoes of the Ox. I think we're going to exit this dungeon. It looks like we kind of saw it all already, I think. I don't think there's anywhere else to go in here.
Yeah, I think it's just a tiny dungeon.
Yeah, it was just an excuse for the chest. So we'll just proceed to the next level, which should be somewhere up here. A little healing well. Here we go. Okay, so by process of elimination, this crypt should be the one that actually has
the crown that we need to move on and fight the evil skeleton king.
Yep. In terms of other stuff I'm collecting, I've been picking up these scrolls of companion, which seem really random, but if I use one, oh, I've got a little insect.
I've got a little bat.
Oh, you have a...
flies
is
around
that a
and gathers
bat?
gold for me. Yeah.
Okay, so these guys are supposed to automatically...
gather gold for us.
Yeah.
So we don't have to sit there and run around and mouse over it.
So yeah, and I mean, collecting gold is... there you go, you just brought the ceiling down on those guys. Or this wall.
And got a bonus, 6 killed with 1 blow.
Oh, what just happened? Still waiting. Alright, I think I might have to go back to Frost Nova here. I'm missing it too much. There we go.
So that's a purple guy up here.
Alright, I'm shooting the lightnings at them. No drops. Do you get any drops for that guy?
Nope. Disappointing loot. Or actually, now we did.
Oh, I got a buckler.
I got a ring.
Woohoo! Shields for wizard. But Yeah, so I was getting that random stuff, and also these pages of training, which I actually think I have 5 up here. So if you get 5 of these, you can combine them together and make a tome of training that you can then bring back to town and hand in to your NPC crafters, who aren't heavily featured in this beta, but there is a blacksmith back in town waiting for us, and he can be leveled up. I haven't actually done it yet, but you have to basically hand him a number of those tomes, and then he will eventually level up and be able to give you better stuff, basically.
Yeah, it's like you don't exactly do the crafting yourself. You gather the items he needs to do crafting.
And then you pay. I think there's a fee. I mean, we can check when we get back to town, but there's a fee, and
yeah, I think it costs gold and the components that you're gathering, whether it's pieces of scrap or otherwise.
Okay. I'm going to check down this way. See if we can find this door that leads a little further down. Oh, yes. Defiled Crypt level 2.
Now, we're kind of going through it, obviously, at a kind of fast pace. You know, if it's your first time, you're going to want to sit there and search every nook and cranny, break every little pot that you pass by, obviously.
Oh, crap.
Oh!
Okay.
Name monster.
That guy just came out of nowhere, and I'm going to do freeze attack. That didn't really work, but whatever. Sash of Thorns. And Scroll of Companion. Again, I have quite a few of those. I'm going to bust another
They really
snake.
want you to get some companions.
Another snake. I don't know what that is. A beetle? I don't know what that is. Yes, alright, chicken. And we are set.
I have a beetle.
Yep.
I guess it's just random each time.
Yeah, it looks like it just pops up sort of randomly. But yeah, I can't remember what... Oh, well, it's pinging on our map now, so we can just sort of head towards it. These guys are interesting, the Tomb Guardians, because they will actually, if we don't do anything for a bit, they'll run away, and then they will resurrect the skeletons. Well, they'll also shoot fireballs, but there we go. So he just resurrected that skeleton guy. So you want to take out the Tomb Guardians first, before the skeletons come back. I'm going to grab this.
We found the crown.
Defeat the Chancellor. Where is the Chancellor?
Here, the ghost.
Oh. I am stupid. Alright. Got him. Don't really care about that javelin. So yeah, we go back to Hadrig in New Tristram, and to do that, I'm just going to use the Stone of Recall. Because I think, I mean, we can just use the waypoint system to get back to wherever we need to. I think it's the cathedral after this, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.